Tell me like a Hellcat.
Well, hey guys, and we are back with the worst game in history, and yeah, I'm gonna try and finish this hopefully soon, maybe this episode, who knows, but let us continue with the terrible story. Where are we up to? Oh yes, this was the last time I tolerated the game. Okay, more like okay, got out of bed, more like I fell out of it. To mess with my phone a bit to get the alarm music to turn off, and the bright light coming from the screen is blinding at this hour. I'm going to read these out so I can go faster. I don't even know what time it is. It looks like my clock is out, as Skype is bleeping in the background. Thank you. Seriously, stop bleeping. It's pretty dark inside too, actually. Trying to turn the lamp on does nothing either. Checking my phone again, I see it's 4:47 AM, as... holy crap. This must be another one of those infamous power outages they talk about. I sit back down in the bed and consider taking a shower to pass the time. However, I definitely make out the water running in the background. I guess someone beat me to it. Cue weird moment. Kicking back on the bed, I let my eyelids rest a bit as I gather my thoughts about the coming day. It's certainly been something of an experience since I've arrived in Korea. I can't complain too much about the company, as the girls are both cute and fun in their own way. But the devotion to this glorious leader borders on creepy. That it does. Something is off about this country. Dangerously off. It's taken you this long to realise that? At least I made great on the D-Lab and got free Korean lessons. That is, I guess, true? Well, as free as 2 years getting the crap chewed out of me in Monterey Bay can be. I suppose. I just never thought I'd be in the country and on vacation at that. Either way, I need to stay focused and watch what I say. People here already give me death glares whenever I'm out. That is because you are white American. Okay, so whoa, dozed off for a second there. I wonder what time it is now. Ah, it's quiet. I guess the shower is free now. He strips down to his skivvies and grabs a towel from his travel bag and tips toes to the bathroom. If someone is still asleep, he'd hate to wake them up. Especially if it's the Unji. You can almost feel her fist in his gut thinking about it. He steps inside the bathroom and can smell the sweet scent of shampoo and feel the warm, humid air wash over him. I take a few seconds around for a light switch. Click. No effect, I guess the power's still out. Drops his underwear and tosses the towel over the shoulder. Taking one more shot at it. Rocks the light switch a few more times. Click. Click. Buzzing sound, the light comes on. A low hum of power courses through the old wiring as the room is... wiring in the room as I'm blinded by the whole room lighting up. Ah! He cries. I panic at the sound of someone shouting and flail my arms before my hand lowers on something soft. Oh, this is going to be interesting. After a few moments, he regains his vision. Oh, crap. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Oh! Awkward! Oh, God, awkward. It would say good... Yeonji says, I would say good morning, but it seems you've already had one. That's... What? What? She gestures down towards the skivvies around the ankles and the hand on her chest. Okay, this got weird. Fast. Oh crap, oh crap. He yanks them back up around his waist. And she's like, shush. And G's still asleep. Let's just pretend this didn't happen. Can we get off this picture, please? This was an accident, a mistake. It'll be a few more minutes. You can use the shower when she's done. Oh god, this is awkward. Yes, no crap. This is very awkward. Sorry, I'll knock next time, says the main character. It's okay, let's just keep this between you and me for now. Sure thing. Okay, yeah, new picture, thank you. Jeong doesn't bother to explain anything else as she skips out of the bathroom and over towards Yoonji's bedroom. However, she does glance back at him more than once. He's just glad he didn't get slugged here, but that comment just now? Weird, huh? Yeah, very. Something seemed off, and he wishes he knew what was going on. Well, nothing to be done about it now as he hops in the shower and draws the curtain. Jeong comes back in. By the way, I used all the... Ah! Cries main character. Hot water. Jeong giggles and ducks back out of the room again. She could have warned me a bit earlier. I guess that's a fair bit of revenge. Working quickly, he grabs a soap and washes up and heads back to the bedroom to change. After pulling on his shirt, he notices his walkie-talkie with a keypad flashing, aka the crappy North Korean phone. Looks like he has a text from Jeong. Jeong, breakfast is ready, Romeo. Oh dear. I guess he'll text back. Thanks, I'll be right over, in horrendous leet speak. God, I hate hitting the number keys over and over to get the letter. God, I remember that. How did I ever survive texting in the 90s? My fingers are already cramping. Hey, texting in the 90s was great because our messages were really short. We had limited characters, okay? Twitter hasn't got nothing on us. What he wouldn't give for autocorrect. I hate autocorrect, personally. It's awful. Bzzz. Well, the response was fast. Young, and you're going to teach Inji proper English. Maybe I'd just better go to breakfast and hear the girls giggling in the other room anyway. Okay, so... Nice to you two getting your ha-has in at my expense, says the character. I thought all Americans were proficient in cutting-edge technology, Inji says. Yet you can't even work texting functions on a modern cell phone. Not really. Main character, the phone you gave me as well as the ones you have are not the cutting edge. They're dinosaurs from the 90s, only old people use these models anymore. I'm guessing you never got to see the phone that was confiscated from me, did you? Inji, not really, no, but I'm certain it wasn't anything close to what you're using now. If only she knew how right she was while still being wrong. That reminds me, I have to change my phone for the day. Charge my phone for the day. I'll be right back, says Jeong. Character. Anyway, I'm not used to the type of phone you gave me, so don't take it as an indication of my English skills. Inji whips out her phone and taps on the keys like lightning. Bzzz. Inji, if you say so, she says in awful leet speak. And she sticks her tongue out at the character. Thank you for the support. Yeah. Jeong pokes her head back in. I'm sorry, did I interrupt a lover's quarrel? Yoonji, like I'd ever with... ... Huh. Jeong, be a bit more cheerful, sister. Jeong smiles brightly. Well, aren't you a basket of sunshine today? Get good news? Jeong, it hit me by surprise, one could say. Character averts his eyes as she says this, but it catches her blushing as she says it. Yoonji, let's just eat. I made eggs and toast. Main character, boiled eggs and toast? That sounds pleasantly different. Yoonji, well, I wanted to try a more traditional American breakfast. Don't think too much about it, it was just something I wanted to try. Main character, you've never had boiled eggs and toast before? Jeong, well, typically it's boiled rice and kimchi. When is it not rice and kimchi? That's a good point, actually. Lunch is boiled noodles and kimchi. Main character, somehow I think you're missing the point. Yoonji, and what do you eat in your oh so glorious army? Main character, in boot camp it's like I don't want to talk about it. Jeong, I'll take you at your word. Anyway, let's eat. We sit down and she serves boiled eggs and toast as well as some rice and beans. Simple fare, but it's all been prepared rather well. Of course, I help clean up afterwards, and it seems the girls are used to that now as they don't complain. Once done, they approach me with their map again. Really? More messages? So what date route are we going to today? And the way you say that makes me think this whole thing has been scripted. Yeah, no crap. Not at all. Now hurry up and decide so we can get ready. Ma'am, yes ma'am. She groans as the character salutes her while saying this. Well, time to look at the map and click a place to go. I mean, pick a place to go. Okay, so... let's get this over with, question mark. Oh, can't go to half of these places. Let's just pick something with Jeong so we can get it out of the way. Let's go for one of the let's go for Mansuade or whatever it's pronounced. I suppose a trip to Korea wouldn't be complete without checking out Mansarde. Yes, it's one of our most heavily visited tourist destinations, such as only the top guides may take you. So I'll be spending the day with... Yunji will be accompanying you on this trip. Okay, so it's her anyway, so whatever. Doesn't really make a difference, does it? She is? Will I? No, I'm just pulling your arm, comrade. I'll be your guide. Okay, good. Let's get this over with. Leg, the expression is pulling your leg. Don't scare me like that, says Yunji. You know, I'm on probation from escorting tourists at Matsuande. Probation? That sounds like an interesting story, says the character. And it's one you're not going to hear. Figured you wouldn't tell me. Guess I'll just have to coax it out of Jeong instead, says the character. Good luck, says Yunji. She pinky swore to complete the secrecy. Interesting. Jeong, if you buy me lunch on our date today, I'll tell you. Me? Deal, apparently. Yunji gets angry. You capitalist swine, Benedict Garfield. Random, what the hell? And here we see how you ended up failing Diplomacy 101 this semester, says Jeong. She's not doing too well on her American generals either, says the character. You stay out of this, she scowls. I don't see what the big deal is, Yunji. You were completely justified in what you did, says Jeong. But they still made an example out of the whole situation, she retorts. Punishing me over punishing the tourist? That hurt. Wow, sounds serious, says the character. What in the world happened? I'll tell you on the way there, says Jeong. I was escorting a Russian tourist, says Yunji, who used his phone to take a picture of the statues of our most revered leaders. I didn't realise until the end of the tour when he showed me I was bowing respect in the photo. That doesn't sound too bad, says the character. Not only did he get a shot of my skirt tucked into my unmentionables, she replies, he also didn't get the entirety of both statues in the shot, the nerve. She swiped his phone and stomped on it and they gave her a probation. Well, there is that. Now you don't have to buy Jeong lunch so near. You really are such a child at times, Yunji. Don't worry about it. I'm sure there are other Yunji stories you can swap with me for lunch. I hate you both, she cries. Yeah, fair enough. I don't like her anyway. Just go already. Go on your date, have fun, and I'll be here with my pity celebration. Fine, okay, I don't like you, so that's perfectly acceptable to me. Not that I like either of them, I just want this done and over with. Because this is horrendous. Don't be that way, Yunji. When we get back, I'll help you with your English. If you're done with your pity party by then. My English is fine, she replies. I'm going to my room. Yunji crushes her arm in anger and she tries to storm out. I'm sorry, Yunji. I'll miss you today, the character replies. Oh, wow, what a bitch. I see you every day, so I probably won't. Wow. It's kind of catty. Yunji, I thought you were the sweet one. What's with all the jabs today? Military secret you'll understand next year. Okay, part of your training involves teasing your sister. Teasing friends in general is the best way to gain people's confidence so you can manipulate them into giving up state secrets. Wow. There we go. The truth of the matter. Well, that and womanly charms. Oh dear. We're going down that road. But enough about work. Let's get ready. I'm beginning to feel extremely uncomfortable. That is true. You should change into some comfortable clothes. It's going to be fairly warm today. Meanwhile, you'll be dressed in full uniform, making me feel even more out of place. Yes, but that's the rule for tour guides. Be in full dress whenever you're on duty. Main character says he brought his Marine Corps motto t-shirt. He could wear that. Apparently he could if he wants to run from the local authorities all day, says Yunji. Yes, yes, low profile. Wonder what it looked like in one of their uniforms. Oh, wow. Catty. The outfit for the men is a little plain, which would go perfectly with his personality. Here he thought he'd won them over with his sharp wit and winning smile. Don't let her fool you. She's totally smitten with you, says Young. Is that a fact? He replies. Wait, what? Hold on. It's not like Yunji blushes. Young's the one that's always writing about you in her diary, she tries to explain. Inji, how sweet you are, how cute you are, how she wants to dot dot dot. In a flash, Young has Inji in a headlock and is dragging her back into the bedroom. Inji is wailing the whole way. A few short moments later, Young is back in the living room with her slightly too friendly smile. At this rate, we'll be here all day. Follow me, you can get changed into your outdoor clothes so we can go. He replies, I know where the bedroom is, you don't have to leave me everywhere. Well, unless you plan on changing me too. Okay, no, no. A tempting offer, but not while Yunji's around, she might get angry. I don't see why why it doesn't seem as though she's taken that great interest in him. Most of the time she just insults him. That is true. I see the rumours about American men being clueless about women held true, says Young. Anyway, get ready, the trolley bus will be here soon. Ooh, interesting. She leaves him to get ready herself. Nothing is left to do but get dressed. He's not sure what's up with these two. It seems more and more like they're competing over him. And here he thought he was just going to be on touring with some military buds. Well, how that different turned out. Bad English, me too. And now he's got two girls fighting over who gets to go out with him. But it could be worse. It's not like he was the most in-demand guy back home. Goddamn boot lieutenants and all their bling. He remembered that one stupid second lieutenant he had in Hawaii. That dude was an idiot, and yet he kept getting an award after award. This is really badly written, to be honest. You should call him the Bling Führer behind his back. Anyway, this vacation would be so much better if he wasn't constantly being spied on by those two. But they're pretty darn cute, apparently. After tossing on a pair of jeans and a plain t-shirt, he grabs his wallet and phone and steps out. As expected, Young is in full dress uniform and Yunji's nowhere in sight. I guess Yunji doesn't want to see us off then, he asks. She's a little busy in her room, blowing off some steam, says Young. Anyway, the trolley bus will be here in a minute, so let's wait outside. A trolley bus. Young doesn't even wait for his reply. She grabs his hand and leads him out the door. She said the trolley bus is just about to pull up to the door. Wonder how she managed to get the tram to give her service at her house. She pulls him up and leads him all the way to the back. No one else is aboard yet. She apologises. The regular driver is out sick today, so we'll be on this tram today. Oh, okay, the car driver. It may take a little longer than usual to arrive, though. That's okay, we can just relax and check out the view then, says the character. Looking at the trolley bus, you can see why it'll take longer. This clunk has been around since the 1970s from the looks of it, and the bus was made in some Soviet bloc country. There are still some places they're using those. He thinks the marking on some of the equipment making up the trolley bus are in Czech or maybe Hungarian. Well, whatever country produced it, by all rights it should be rusting in a scrapyard back there. Instead, it appears to be part of the Korean mass transit system. As it moves, you can hear the engine creak and grumble under the weight of 50 years of abuse. Seriously, he thinks he saw a guy on a bicycle pass them, and he was pretty chubby. Don't think there's a chubby person in North Korea apart from the rich ones. You know, that's the first fat person he's seen in the entire country. There we go, see, we agree. Except for the big man himself. His thoughts are interrupted as he feels something lightly falling on his shoulder. It appears to be Young, tired from fighting with Yunji, has liberally made use of his shoulder as a pillow. Not that he minds. He could get used to this, and Young is asleep on his shoulder. The looks he's getting from some of the other people who've filtered onto the bus over the last hour are weirding him out, though. You know, that really is the worst part. Every person here looks terrified of him, or like they want to kill him. Yunji falls into the latter category. And Young, well, just guess she doesn't fall into either one. Oh great, sounds like the brakes were shot on his death trap too. That adds to the list of things wrong with this country. What was that line? We live, we die again, and that sums this up. The walls shake at the slightest bump, and the seat belts are ripped out. Most of the windows are sealed shut. And he's pretty sure there's a spring from the seats making his way up his butt. That's fun. We'll be safer and more comfortable in the car we've been taking everywhere. Or they would be. He'll never complain about the noise from his tanks again, or being shot at whilst in one. At least it takes more than a gust of wind to take out their tanks. This death-defying ride is making another tour of Afghanistan sound downright cozy. The brakes must have startled Young, because she's lifting her head slightly. Are we, Yawn? Are we there yet? No, we aren't dead yet, nor are we at our destination. Our ride through purgatory will continue, he replies. She nods and puts her head back down. He rests his hand lightly on her shoulder. Thanks, that feels nice. Falls asleep. I'd say that it was worth it, except all the locals getting on the bus looked really astonished, seeing a foreign white dude with his arm around a sleeping member of the Korean military. However, they don't say anything, so I guess maybe it was worth it. After another harrowing hour, which felt more like 20 minutes, we finally arrive at our destination and get off the bus. This is Pyeongchon District, home of the Mansuade Art Studio. It's where all of our vital works of art are created. One of the largest centres of art production in the world. Doubt that. That sounds like the first fact I've heard since I got to this country. This place is huge, so many people are everywhere. With all of the outdoor and indoor sections combined, this is easily the largest art studio he's ever seen. It's impressive, isn't it? So many wonderful pieces of art have come from here. Let's not just stand here and talk about it. Let me show you around, she says. She grabs his hand and leads him to a large outside monument. By the looks of it, he's starting to question if he's in Korea or the former Soviet Union. So yeah, hammer and sickle, those are definitely old school communism symbols. But why the paintbrush? Are we looking at the right picture? Have they got it wrong? It's a calligraphy brush. It symbolises the intellectuals in union with the workers and farmers. And the red buildings flanking the monument? Yeah, wrong picture. They're meant to resemble flags. The words atop say ever victorious. But why the communist symbols? While our country has moved on from traditional Marxist communism into Jewish, it is still a strong foundation of how our country came to be founded, she says. Also, the circular foundation is 70 meters in diameter. It symbolizes 70 years of the party, and down with the imperialism union when the monument was completed. Down with imperialism, he asks. Yes, remember before the lineage of the glorious leaders... Let me try that again. Yes, remember before the lineage of the glorious leaders finally wrested control of our country, we had been annexed into the traitorous Western Japanese Empire. That ended after Japan's crushing defeat at the United States' hands in the Second World War. So in essence, this part of the monument is a celebration of No Nippon. Wow. That may be the worst pun I've heard, she says. You've never met my drill sergeant, he replies. There are more monuments and other pieces to see, she says. However, some of them may not leave you with a very good feeling. After all, the history between our countries is strained. I thought Korea and the United States were friendly with each other, he asks. Not with true Korea, no. You are on good terms with the occupied part of the country, she adds. Up here, not so much. Some of the art may disturb you. I've seen children with explosives strapped to them used as IEDs, he adds. I think I can handle some anti-American artwork. First, that's horrible. Who would use an innocent child as a disposable weapon, she asks. Far better to train them with rifles and have them kill waves of foreign invaders like in the Great War. Oh my god. Really? Second, don't say I didn't warn you. Well, I'm glad to see that there are still people shocked by kids being used as makeshift bombs. Wait, that's not much better. Kids don't make good riflemen anyway, the guns are too heavy. Better to have them operate crew-serve weapons so they can carry it as a group, which helps build essential teamwork skills. Wow. That is an excellent point, Young says. She'll have to pass that idea up. Oh my god, I'm sure. That was a you know what, it's not worth arguing. Let's just go inside, he says. Jung nods and leads me by the hand into the main section of the art studio. All around are different kinds of artwork, paintings, drawings, embroideries, even wood cuttings. Honestly, they aren't that bad. He's surprised by the quality. The themes are mostly nature and the ever-present workers' party, though he notices a painter in one area working on something completely outside of those boundaries. Before he can head over, Young tugs on his sleeve. I have to use the facilities. Could you wait here for me? She asks. Facilities? Are you going to paint something? No, I mean I have to stop at the restroom, she adds. Oh, you need to hit the head. Got it. Sure thing. I'll be here. Hit the head? You haven't done anything to warrant that punishment yet, she adds. Sorry, military jargon for go to the bathroom, he points out. Interesting. I may have to teach that one to Yunji. She might scare some soldiers with that expression, she laughs. Anyway, I'll try not to take too long. Take your time, I'm not going anywhere. This has so much superfluous dialogue, it is adding time to the story that's just not necessary. It seems to kind of need to say every sentence like an amateur person writing a novel. How every piece of dialogue is included when they're not even needed. And every momentary scene is required. Ugh. As she heads off, he walks over to the painter he spotted a few moments ago. He's painting a picture of what only can be described as war crimes being committed. However, it's a group of American soldiers torturing and killing Koreans. At the center is Marine Corps General James Mad Dog Mattis using a baseball bat to beat the head of a Korean woman. Wow, that's awkwardly topical. Which has some historical issues going beyond the content itself, by the way. He tries to stay quiet but accidentally sneezes, drawing the attention of the artist. His face goes ghost white when he turns around and sees him. Speak softly. Maybe if I speak softly and show that I have no stick, this guy might calm down. Keeps his arms low and opens his palms as he begins to speak. Hello sir, don't mind me, just touring the art complex. Your work is very vivid, you have a lot of imagination. He smiles, hoping he's alleviated his initial fears. Artist, security, security, help. Well, this isn't going to be a dignified way to die. Wait, how did he know he's American and not French or Canadian? Well, the accent normally gives you away, perhaps. Darn it, he has no choice but to stand here as two armed guards rush right up to him. Hands up, American pig dog, they yell. No sudden moves either. He slowly raises his hands behind his head and walks towards the guards as instructed. The first guard continues to hold his rifle at him whilst motioning to the other guard to frisk him. He's tempted to make a joke about copying a feel on the first date, but he seriously doesn't think these two would make very good last words. The guard quickly pats him down and relieves him of the meagre possessions in his pockets and heads back to the first guard. Not much on him, sir, just a wallet and mostly American money and a tin of breath mints. And a really crappy flip phone even my mother would be embarrassed to use. In other words, a darn tourist. This is the 5th time he's freaked out over a tourist this month, the guard says, referring to the artist. Han Ji-wan, we told you to stop freaking out over every American who comes near you. The artist, Han Ji-wan, turns back to the easel sheepishly without another word. Well, there you go. Unfortunately, the guards have more to say. He just wishes they'd lower their weapon whilst doing so. Okay, Yankee Doodle, where's your tour guide? You know the rules, no wandering off from the guides. I'm so sorry, my guide needed to go to the bathroom, he replies. Had to hit the head, did he? Oh, so they already used that expression. So you guys use that phrase too? Oh, my guide is a she. No way they assigned a female guide to an American. No joking. You've got a loaded weapon aimed at my head, he says. I'm all for jokes, but I usually prefer them to not end in his death as the punchline. I'm telling the truth. My tour guide is a female. Her name is Young. Tell you what, the guard says. We'll just wait here for Young to show up. It takes another 10 minutes, but Young finally arrives on the scene. It's like she didn't even notice the heavily armed men casually hanging out with him. She walks right up to him and grabs his hand like she's been doing the whole trip. All freshened up now, ready to go, she adds. You may want to check with Hans and Fritz over there. They don't pump me with lead as we walk away, he asks. Young finally notices the two guards, who appear to be a bit of a shock that he was actually telling the truth. Or that Young is pretty darn cute. Maybe a bit of both, whatever. I apologise, gentlemen. I had to hit them on the head, as it would be improper to bring my guests with me. She had him wait here. He didn't cause any trouble, did he? Guard 1. Not really. He freaked out Han Ji-wan, but that's nothing new or worse filing the paperwork over. Here's your stuff back, and seriously, you need to upgrade your phone. See? Telling you. You're telling me, the character replies. The two guards leave and head back to their posts, leaving him with Young and a lack of loaded guns pointed at him. I'm sorry about that. Some of the artists here are a little more paranoid than others, she points out. Yeah, well, if I was painting something depicting Korean brutally killing Americans, and you walked up behind me, I'd probably freak out too. Oh yeah, that piece will eventually be moved to a different museum, she adds. Let's go look at other pieces instead. We head around the spatial art complex, gazing at various pieces mostly in silence. Not exactly a comfortable silence after what has happened, but it's not unpleasant either. Eventually, the lulling conversation is broken by Young's soft voice. I'm sorry you had to see that painting. It's not a big deal, Young. Everyone has their version of history, he points out. Young, I suppose. However, it must be hard learning that your country has committed unspeakable crimes against innocents. I can't deny that we haven't been perfect, he points out, but I'm pretty sure the mad dog never bashed anyone's head in with a baseball bat. Well, at least not at Greer. Young, I'm feeling a tad confused. I'm supposed to hate you, but I've been told Americans are nothing but murderers and looters. Yet you seem different. Governments have a lot of power to sway the minds of their people into believing something, he says. It's not until you meet actual individuals you realise we're all pretty much the same in the end, even the British. Hey! That does make some sense, she says. I mean, I've given tours to different Americans in the past couple of years. None of them seemed the type to slaughter anyone. They all had their quirks, but overall they seemed nice enough. Don't worry about it too much, he says. We're all just people in the end. It's getting kind of late in the afternoon. Ready to go to lunch? Yes, I'd like that, she says. Since the trolley bus won't be back for a while, we end up eating at the complex's cafeteria. This might be the most meagre meal he's had since coming here, and probably the worst kimchi. They sit in the corner away from others, at least lest other guys panic at his lack of Koreanness. There's more art to see, and we should probably end the tour with the grand monuments outside before smacking the trolley bus. It's hit the bus. But anyway, isn't that when you had her international incident? Yes, at the statues of our beloved leaders who transcended to watch over us from the stars, she says. That's a rather beautiful way of describing the death of someone, he adds. Death, she says? No, gods don't die. They transcend when it's their time and leave their progeny in charge. You think the former leaders are gods? He asks. Not at all. They're not former leaders, they just guide us in different transcended state. Right. So how about this kimchi? Inju's is way better, am I right? Young appears lost in reverent thought about the dead leaders. Maybe that's for the best. The relative silence is interrupted as a bowl clangs to the ground. Looking over, he sees a middle-aged lady who has unfortunately dropped her kimchi. The poor woman appears to be on the verge of tears as she uses her own shirt to mop up the mess. Couldn't they get a mop or something, he asks. No, the rule for wasting food is one must clean it up with their own cloth, Young says. Will they at least give her another bowl of food? Seriously, I can see her ribs through her shirt. No, each person is only allowed one bowl. She'll have to wait until she goes home to eat. That doesn't seem fair. Even the drill instructors weren't that cruel in boot camp. It seems sad, but she was given according to her needs. To give her more would deny somebody else's needs. I probably have a really defiant look on my face. It just seems unfathomable. It's not like the bowl of kimchi were that big anyway, and they're going to let her starve. Can you wait for just 1 second? I have something to do. I have to do something, he says. Need to split the head? She asks. That's hit the head, and no, I just need to do something. It'll only take a minute, he says. Okay, but please don't leave the mess hall. I won't. He picks up his bowl of kimchi, which he's only eaten a spoonful from, and with some reservation, considering how many people are staring at him already, he walks over to the woman who spilt her food. She's sitting alone, crying softly and waiting for the end of her scheduled break. She doesn't hear him approach, and she's pretty sure he feels all the other eyes on him. When he finally gets to her, he places his bowl in front of her. He tries to speak his best formal Korean. You look hungry. Here, please have this kimchi. She looks up at him with a confused expression, then looks down to see the bowl in front of her. She doesn't move to get it. It's okay, I'm not hungry, so you enjoy it, he says. She still seems confused, but slowly moves her hand to the bowl. He nods to reassure her that it's okay to eat it. When she finally has it in her hands and realizes he's not going to steal it, knock it over, or slap her, she softly mumbles to him, "Thank you." He then heads back to sit down with Young again, and she has a baffled look on her face. Why did you do that? Now you'll have no lunch and won't be able to eat until we get home. You're absolutely right. Do you want to walk around the rest of the day on an empty stomach? You couldn't be more right if you tried. I'm telling you that you'll be hungry until we get home. Doesn't that bother you? Yet again, you are correct. Are you even listening? You just keep agreeing with me even when I'm asking a question. His dad always told him to avoid an argument with a woman, just keep telling her she's right. It seemed to work for him. Yeah, they're not wrong. Well, I can't say he's wrong, but now is not the time. I'll be fine, he says. I need to lose some weight anyway. Liar, I can see your abs on the camera when you change. You have cameras? He asks. Young blushes. That's not the point. I'm going to ignore that for now, he says. Either way, she needed the food more than he did. This place is taking starving artists to dangerous new levels. I guess I don't understand, but it seems like you did a very nice thing, she says. I'd share my kimchi with you, but I ate it already. I don't think he wants any anyway. It's fine, let's go see those statues. She nods and stands up again and takes him by the hand and head back to the main art exhibition. She's really not shy about holding hands, not that he's complaining. Well, he will complain about the odd looks he gets from the workers. He gets the feeling they see him holding hands with Jiyoung, and they're somewhere between angry and confused. As they go back through the artist's work area, he sees his old friend, the guy who freaked out when he watched him paint. And now, the American soldier in the painting. Oh, what the hell? He painted his face on him. I'll get him that little... Are you feeling okay, she asks. Who, me? Oh yeah, I'm fine. Why'd you ask? You spaced out there a bit. Sorry, just got lost in thought, he adds. We have a little more time before the trolley bus comes to take us home, she adds. Shall we go to the statues now? Sure thing, just do me a favour and don't go full Yunji on me and Bao when I'm trying to take a picture. He laughs. Silly boy, only Yunji does that. Always in a rush, and she never checks. It was bound to happen someday. Too bad she destroyed the evidence. I'm not even reading that sentence. What now? Nothing, let's go. Young heads back outside and they travel the path to Mansuade Hill. Young takes him to the large statues of the first two leaders of Korea. She bows to them and then turns to talk to him. These are the statues of our two great leaders, the original leader and his son, who followed him after his transcendence. They stand at 22 meters tall and are made of bronze. The original leader on the left was erected first, and he was still leading us on the ground. He was covered in gold leaf in the original statue and later altered to bronze. Yeah, there's some really tall statues. He should get the picture to show everyone back home. He whips out his hopelessly outdated flip phone and tries to work the camera as best he can. As soon as he takes the camera, Young is peering over his shoulder to look at the result, and she says, "No, I'm sorry, that won't do. You need to delete that and take it again." What? Why? It's a pretty good shot of this shoddy phone. And you aren't even in the photos, so there's no wardrobe malfunctions. You don't understand why Angie was so sad in her story. Well, I'm sure she was embarrassed at her unmentionables on film. She was more upset the Russian tourists hadn't got all of both statues in the shot. Wait, so because I haven't got the legs in, I need to retake it? Yes, I cannot look the other way on this. Please delete and try again. Fine, here goes nothing. Deletes the photo, tries to frame them both on the tiny screen. After about 5 bad takes, he finally gets a shot that fits in the frame. There you go. Photo is acceptable now. Wow. Too bad he can't tell that they're statues anymore. Well, it's almost time for the trolley bus to get here. Let's head over to this stop. Well, she takes him by the hand and leads him back, and once at the stop, it's only a short 5-minute wait for the trolley bus. It's the same one from the morning, and much to his chagrin, it appears that his seat from the morning is already taken, thankfully. Maybe he gets a seat that doesn't offer a free spring colonoscopy this time. He sits down on the trolley of death, and it begins heading home. I hope you had a good time today in Mansuade isn't... Oh, I hope you had a good time today. Mansuade isn't always an easy tour for Americans. was okay. A lot of the art was nice, he says. And I appreciate those two guards for not having itchy trigger fingers. If you like, I can get you in contact with the Italian company that Mansuade works through to sell the art pieces. I couldn't have just paid for one of the artists there, he asks. No, their work and thus the profits belong to the state. That explains so much. Jung nods again, and within 10 minutes she's asleep on his shoulder. He's too worried to sleep. He sits there trying to figure out the best possible escape route, in case they hit a pothole and the trolley bus flips over. He may have learned more than he ever wanted to about career, though. Career through art today, and it all makes him a bit uncomfortable. What has he gotten himself into? Once they get to their stop, he gently nudges Jeong awake. Thanks for today, Jeong. I liked touring with you. I enjoyed it as well. Should we go inside and tell Yeonji all about it? I guess we have no choice. Let's go in. Well, I'm going to wrap this one up now. That's been a whole 40 minutes of their trip to Mansuade, and the weirdness at the beginning was bad, but at least it was PG-ish. This whole thing is just weird. I'm not even sure if I'm going to continue this, because this has honestly been just weird for me, and I think it's getting down a pathway that I'm not particularly interested in going down. It just weirds me out. So, yeah. This has been Stay DPRK, and if you like this sort of game, pick it up yourself to see how it ends, and, well, if you don't like it, be glad it's over. Because it's over. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'm so sorry. Bye.